Next, we're going to introduce you to Josh Haston, who made Aliyah from Indianapolis in 2002 and ever since has been at the forefront of Israel's public diplomacy efforts. He hosts a weekly radio program called Israel Uncensored and was honored by the Committee for Accuracy in Middle East Reporting in America. He is now the international spokesperson for Gush Etzion, a cluster of Israeli settlements directly south of Jerusalem in the West Bank. Josh, thank you for flying to be here with us today.
It's a pleasure to be with you, Lisa.
So first, can you summarize for us the history of the conflict of Gush Etzion and what kind of place it is to live today?
We only have 7 minutes, so
Right.
I'll do it as fast as I can. I mean, you're talking about an area that's been part of Jewish history for over 2,000 years, and the proof is in the pudding. You can come out to Gush Etzion and see that history for your very own eyes. At the same time, you have the history of Gush Etzion in modern times, where communities were established in the 20s and the 30s and 40s, and ultimately, unfortunately, fell on the eve of Israel's independence. We were the southern protector of Jerusalem during that War of Independence, and here we are today, after 19 years of an illegal Jordanian occupation of that area. You have communities now celebrating 55 years of growing and thriving, and we have a total of 100,000 people if you include the communities of Beitar and Efrat and our 22 communities. It is one of the most beautiful places, if not, I'm a little bit partial, one of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful place in all of Israel, just south of Jerusalem, and everyone here is, certainly yourself included, invited to come out to Gush Etzion and see us.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about some of the lessons that have been learned in Gush Etzion, specifically from terrorist attacks. What are some initiatives that the mayor is taking on?
On a macro level, the most important thing is we have to recognize our permanence in Gush Etzion. Our enemy is trying to destroy us. We will not allow them to destroy us. We are here to stay. We are going to build, and we are going to thrive. And ultimately, we're going to have sovereignty in Gush Etzion. There's no reason there should not be full Jewish control over Gush Etzion, Maleo Adumim, the Binyamin area, and all of the land of Israel. And we have to do it through strength and establish our presence in the area. You know, sometimes people say, oh, you're building as a punishment for terror. We need to build all the time. In good times and in bad times, we must continue to build and to grow and establish a permanent presence in that strategic area of the country.
How would you describe Jewish-Arab relations in the region?
So I would say there is a limited coexistence, and if you visit Gush Etzion, you will see Jews and Arabs working together, living alongside each other. The only difference is when a Jew invites an Arab to a celebration in his family, that Arab can come and attend, whereas a Jew cannot go into Bethlehem, into Beit Lechem, into Hebron, the Arab part of Hebron, into these other areas where his Arab colleagues work, because there are these big red signs that say it is illegal and dangerous for a Jew or an Israeli to enter those areas. Now, we're the ones who put up those signs because it is dangerous to your life if you go into those areas, and people have accidentally gone into those areas and unfortunately have not come out of those areas alive. So there's a relative coexistence. We work together and we are able to engage, but it's limited because it only works one way. It doesn't work both ways.
So let's talk about development. What are some of the ways that you've seen the area grow?
We are thriving and growing. You talk about tourism. There's so many things to do. I mean, imagine, if you can, a beautiful sunset over the hills of Judea. You know, the same sunset that you've had for 2,000 years, it's still there. And here and today in modern times, you can take an ATV or go on a Jeep ride and see the beautiful rolling hills of Judea and all the different tourist sites. Some of our partners before here from Gush Etzion are working on a daily basis to grow and to really produce top-notch tourism, restaurants, entertainment. You have it all in Jerusalem. It's just south of Jerusalem, just 20 kilometers south of Jerusalem. And we're continuing to grow and to develop and to thrive despite that threat that wants to destroy not only us. Let's remember, it's not only about Gush Etzion, it's about Jaffa, it's about Haifa, it's about all these other places in so-called pre-1967 Israel. The enemy doesn't want to destroy us and only ruin things for us in Gush Etzion. They want to destroy the entire country, and we have to recognize that, and we want to achieve peace, of course, but through strength and through a permanence in our area.
So tell me a little bit about how you made Aliyah in 2002, right?
Yeah.
How have you seen Gush Etzion expand, and how big is it today?
So we have, again, about 100,000 people, and we have growing communities, and some of the farms that were talked about earlier, we have those farms in Gush Etzion. More and more people want to come and make Gush Etzion their home. And it's just such a beautiful area. The weather is nice. We have seasons. We have winter. We have snow for those who like it. It's a beautiful place, and there's really a connection between the people and the land. You look at the children in Gush Etzion and in other areas in Judea and Samaria, and they have a real connection. Yeah, they have their iPhones and their iPads, just like kids all over the world, but they really have an ideological connection to the land. They feel it. They're out in nature. They camp. They hike. They explore the area. They're always out and about, and they feel that tie to the land of Israel, and you really see it in Gush Etzion.
Are there any popular misconceptions about the region that you often have to dispel?
Yeah, I mean, each and every day, you know, the world media, the international media, not you, of course, I'm not referring to you at CBS, but, you know, they refer to us as illegal occupying settlers. That's the terminology they use, but we are pioneers who have gone back to our ancestral homeland and have built, I mean, the entire country, really. We turned the desert, made the desert bloom, and turned the swamps into beautiful, fertile land where these beautiful vineyards are growing and whatnot. So on a daily basis, it's a daily battle, but we are Jews, and it's only natural that Jews should be able to develop Judea. It's that simple, and it's a daily battle, and we're fighting that battle. So many talented people, and some of our really talented leaders, including Shlomo Naaman, who's the mayor of our area, are battling this on a daily basis against all the haters out there. But we know that we are going to win. We are going to maintain our presence in that area for many generations to come. I have no doubt about that.
Excellent. So what would you say are the top 3 priorities for the mayor right now?
Top 3 priorities for the mayor. I mean, he has to deal right now with this silent building freeze. I mean, that's one of the major issues of the day, is getting, and others have talked about it before, getting housing approved in Gush Etzion and throughout Judea and Samaria. It's a major problem right now. They just had meetings last week to approve housing, less houses than they were supposed to be approved. I mean, right now, to build a pergola, you know, where I live, you basically have to get approval from the Ministry of Defense. You can't just go with your plans if you want to expand your house or build. You can't just go to the municipality and say, this is what we want to do, like you can in other parts of the country. You have to actually get it approved by, and it could take years and years and years if you want to build your children's bedroom or a kindergarten or just a pergola. We want to feel like first-class citizens. We had enough of this second-class citizen business where you have to go through all of this painstaking bureaucracy in order to expand the natural growth of our communities. I think that is a major challenge. Of course, we have the terrorism, but again, a permanence in that area. Look at the Abraham Accords. The UAE, Bahrain, they recognize that we are here to stay. And our other neighbors must recognize that fact. We are here to stay, and that is, I think that is a major priority.
All right, Joshua Haston, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.